So all I'm trying to do with this particularly dull scalpel is just kind of, and I'm not very good at this, is, well, I guess I'm not that bad, is just, yeah, that's the aqueous humor, which is leaking out all over my fingers. All right? You can see I'm not a very good eye surgeon, so probably cut myself. So call 911. So now, you know what, now maybe I can just take the scissors. I just want to cut the cornea. Don't worry, it's not going to split. Oh. Sorry about that. So let's keep cutting. This is the worst, dullest scissors I think I've ever experienced. Well, it's this kind of thing. Okay, so we're almost done. All right, there we go. Oh, yeah. All right, so, okay, so that, so that's the cornea, right, in the end of my index finger there that we just cut off, and it's transparent, even though you can kind of see through it, but it's not real good. Okay, so that's the cornea, and then the hole in the center is the pupil, and the brown stuff is cow had brown eyes, or the sheep had brown eyes. The stuff around the perimeter of it, that's the iris. Right? So, and you can just barely see right in back, right there where my probe is. That's the lens. It's going to be round. It's not going to be kind of like lens shaped. It'll be round. So we took off the cornea, which is part of the fibrous tunic. This is the iris, which is part of the vascular tunic, and the hole in the center is the pupil. Behind the pupil is going to be the lens. All right, so that's pretty cool. So what do you want to do? Oh, jeez. Good? Okay. So let's try this, because I don't know what's going to happen. Let's take the scissors and just kind of cut sort of around, well, yeah, we'll just cut around. These bigger scissors maybe a little better. No, that's probably all right, we'll use the little ones. Okay, so what's going to come out now, well, it's not going to squirt out or anything, but what's going to come out onto the dissecting tray is going to be the vitreous humor. I think somebody must have been cutting rocks with these scissors. Use a sharper. Yeah, you see, it's pretty, thick. Almost there. I lost my cut line here. There. Okay. Yeah. All right. So we got two chambers. That's okay. It's worked all right. So this stuff is the vitreous humor. I know it doesn't look a lot. You thought it was going to be more jelly-like than that, but that's the vitreous humor. Let's see if we can pull it out with the lens. It's kind of stuck. But I wanted to leave the retina behind, but I'm getting the retina rid of it. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, oh, this worked out pretty well. Okay, so part of the retina tore off with it, but that's all right. We'll just look at it this way. Okay, so that's the lens. The jelly-like material around it is the vitreous humor, and it filled this chamber, right? Can see a little bit of the iris kind of tore off with it, but that's okay. And a little bit of the retina actually came off as well, but I can show you that better. So anyway, so that's the lens, which was right behind this little hole, which was the pupil, and that's the vitreous humor. Now, if you look at this, this is kind of cool. Some of this tore when it came out, but you can see that there's a very sort of, see if I can pick it up, a delicate little membrane right here that I'm picking up with my probe, right here. That's the retina. That's the neural tunic. And you can see that it sort of gathers together and comes to like a little kind of point right there. If I was able to stick my needle through it, it would come out right here in the optic nerve, because this is, see how it's the retina is all kind of, I don't know how to describe it. It's all sort of just coming together at a central point, and that central point is right there. That's the blind spot. So this little membrane right here, see, it's very thin. It's kind of, I don't know, dullish, sort of maybe brownish in color, something like that. That's the retina. Now, a sheep eye has something in it that we don't. You can see, let's look at it on this side. You can see that it has this sort of turquoise translucent layer back there. Many animals, as you know, dogs, cats, other animals, reflect light. The reason they do that is they have this reflective layer that we don't. It's called the tympanum lucidum. That's not something you guys, I don't think, is on your list, and we don't have it, right? That'd be way freaky if humans did that. Yeah, it'd be too scary, right? But the reason that happens in some animals, it gives them better night vision, right? Because they're able to kind of reflect and concentrate the light. So that's the tympanum. Now, if we pull the retina off, you'll see that there's like a black kind of layer right there. That black layer is actually the vascular tunic, or the choroid layer, right? And it's, you can see it's the next layer in, because the retina is the innermost layer. Then we have this, well, the tympanum, but we're not going to worry about that. And then we have this black layer, which is the choroid layer. And then it's really hard to show you guys this with, I can't even really grab this, this is so slippery. But then this outer white layer, the thicker white layer, that's the vascular, that's the fibrous tunic, the outer tunic. So let me just spear it, and you can see that's that thick white there. Okay. Now you can also look at this again, and you can see what remains of the retina, because we kind of cut through it. In the ora serrata, sometimes you can pull the retina out, or not the retina, sometimes you can pull the iris out and you can see the ora. I don't know that I'll be able to do it, but let's see if I can. Maybe that doesn't look like I can. Anyway, that ora serrata is that little scalloped edge of the retina. And you can kind of see it in here if you look. It's right kind of at the end of my pointer. It's delicate. You'll probably have a hard time seeing it. Maybe if I cut this the other direction, you'll see it better. But anyway, so I don't know. Let's try this. So there's the blind spot right there, and I'm sure I can't do it, but it would come out because this is the optic nerve, right? So this probe should kind of come out somewhere generally in this area. So that's pretty much the sheep eye. You can't see the fovea in the sheep eye. I think we were lucky to find the blind spot back there, but no, the fovea is that's something that the eye doctor needs a magnifying glass to see, that little tool as a magnifier. So anyway, but you can see all the layers, and you can also see this a reflective layer as well. Now, you know, humans really, in the animal kingdom, our eyesight's not all that good. I mean, if you take like birds of prey, like hawks and eagles and stuff like that, I mean, you know, you see a hawk sitting on a telephone pole, right? It's looking for, you know, a mouse, you know, 400 yards away that it can spot, you know, just like that. You know, we have actually fairly poor vision in the animal kingdom. I guess we relied on our other senses to keep us alive. You know, eyesight, I guess, you know, the binocular aspect of our eyesight probably was one of our evolutionary saviors. But so this is the eyeball. We don't have the reflective layer, thank goodness. It's a funny story. My wife was in Africa 2 years ago, and they were on safari. They were staying in tents out in the bush, and literally lions, you know, are walking through the campground at night. They had armed guards escorting to their tents.